doing? Just getting my camera figured out here. That's good. Not ideal, but not bad. How's everybody doing today? Today we are going to continue our Blu-ray horror collection. Hopefully tomorrow. Sorry, it's been a few days since I've been able to get one of those live streams up. But I figured I'd do this little live stream because I just got back from some bookshops in Raleigh, North Carolina. And there's two right next to each other. So what I did was I have an idea of what kind of books each store takes. So I had a bunch of books and movies and stuff that's been adding up over the last, honestly, year or so. Things that couldn't sell on eBay, etc., etc. So I ended up getting like $70 cash and then a whole bunch of money in credit as well. And that's what I'm going to show you guys today. So half of the stuff I picked up are weird, obscure, cool DVDs and Blu-rays, horror, obscure genres, that kind of stuff. And then the other half are things that I'm going to be selling. So without further ado, we're going to jump right in. Actually, I do want to make sure... Okay, chat's good. What's up, Jimmy? How's it going? Thank you for tuning in. Hope everybody's doing all right. If you're new to this channel and want to see more videos like this or more live streams, feel free to hit the subscribe button as well as the little bell for notificaciones. I love how I still do that even though buttons don't pop up. I used to do that for my videos, but you get the idea. I also want to say that thumbs up, if you guys could give this video, this live stream, a thumbs up, that would help with exposure. We've been getting 10 to 15 people in each live stream, which is fantastic, more than I could ever ask for, so that's fantastic. We got a nice little community building. And with that said, it's so weird getting my camera straight here. With that said, we're going to jump right in. All right, like I said, half of the stuff is kind of boring and stuff that I'm selling. I'd say about a quarter of it is kind of boring and stuff that I'm selling, but the Black Donnellys. This is actually a show that I've been interested in because it's like an Irish mob show, and I believe it was only one season. So I'm going to see if this is fetching anything. If it's not going for like over 20 bucks, I'm probably going to keep it and give it a watch. Have you guys seen the Black Donnellys? I'm a big mafia gangster movie fan, so the Black Donnellys seems to fit right into that, and it's only 9 or 10 hours, so the way I view that, it's like a 9 or 10 hour film. I like limited miniseries more than the long 8-season miniseries or series like Breaking Bad and whatnot. Here we have Mr. Selfridge. 1, 3, and 2 is in here somewhere. Seasons 1 through 3, I got them for $1 a piece, as you could see. And so I'm going to be selling those probably for about 20 bucks. Nothing crazy, but I'll make $10 or $15 profit. Here we have Torchwood. What's up, Dean? Thank you so much for tuning in. The cat is doing all right. I'm in my game room right now. He's in the living room chilling, so I gave him let him have the living room to himself. But Torchwood, I think, isn't this somehow somewhat connected to Doctor Who? I believe. Either way, I could get a little bit for this. It was only a quarter. So they had a whole table of movies that they were getting rid of for like a quarter or so. So I thought that was pretty crazy. All right. Now we're getting into some more interesting stuff. Here we have Harry Hamlin and Natasha Kinski in a film called Quarantine. This caught my eye for multiple reasons. One, I had never heard of it. 2, it was only $2.98, and that's a Kino release there. Terrorists release a mysterious virus on a small village, killing all of its inhabitants. When he learns the plague could destroy the world's population, the President of the United States charges a team of scientists led by Natasha Kinski to find a cure. He then retreats to a northwestern island, goes under quarantine. Okay, so it's like a contagion, outbreak sort of drama. I'm not sure how heavy the sci-fi elements are, but for $3 and a Kino release and a film that came out in 2000 in a genre that I do enjoy, sci-fi, I thought I'd give that one a shot. So I'm going to start 2 piles over to my left here. 1 of the things that I'm keeping, 2 of the things that I'm selling. I'm going to try to take these stickers off as I go too. Finally, have a copy of Sorcerer. I think this is on Criterion, if I'm not mistaken. I know Wages of Fear, the film that this was based on, is on Criterion, and I don't think I own it. I think I have the DVD of Sorcerer, so now I have the Blu-ray of Sorcerer with Roy Scheider, 70s classic. I haven't seen the new Predator, the animated one. No, I have not seen that. I am interested, though. I'll tell you, I liked Prey, so that was, in my opinion, the third or fourth best Predator movie, so I do want to see the animated anthology film. But yeah, Sorcerer, this is a great film of the likes that they don't make anymore. This is a tense film. I haven't seen this since I was very, very young. And it's about some guys that are trying to transport some, we'll say, precious, volatile material across a jungle. And the filmmaking in this is crazy. They actually ended up building a bridge. They used like 5 trucks. I mean, this is back when money went places to make movies. You know what I mean? William Friedkin, one of the great American filmmakers. Sorcerer, I'm so glad to finally own this. Looks like a bare bones Blu-ray on Blu. I'm happy to finally own this on Blu-ray in any capacity. It's bare bones. I don't think it has any special features, but I'm okay with that. I'm going to try to get this sticker off of quarantine here. There we are. I'm going to start a little sticker wad. You guys know how that goes for all my thrifters out there. Gotta get the stickers off. All right. So far, Quarantine, Sorcerer, bueno. Here we have, you know, it's funny, I didn't even look in these because the bookshops are always so on point. The Tenant, Blu-ray. Finally, I have this on Blu-ray. This is supposed to be a classic Roman Polanski film here that came out a little after Rosemary's Baby, I want to say. 76. So yeah, so this is after Fearless Vampire Killers. But I hear really good things about Tenant. The Tenant, Isabelle Adjani, the beautiful Isabelle Adjani, obviously. I'm pretty sure Roman Polanski is the lead actor in this film, too. Teeters on horror. I think I currently have my DVD, in the horror selection here. So let me see. Yeah. So here I have the DVD, which I don't need anymore. I apparently spent $6 on. Probably more like $1. And so I'll be able to sell this off and maybe, hopefully, make a little bit. I'm not sure if the Blu-ray or the DVD is going for anything, frankly. I don't think it is, last time I checked, which was a while ago. But so that's the DVD of The Tenant. I now own the Scream Factory Blu-ray. Hell yeah. Let's make sure this is in good shape so for when I sell it, it's perfect. Good, good. All right, how's everybody doing? How's everybody in the chat? We've got a small crowd today. That's okay. The new Predator is fantastic. Good to hear. Good to hear. I'm looking forward to it. All right, so this is the movie, one of the movies I spent the most on, and this definitely interested me. This is like some sort of action, crime, romance, comedy, one of those kind of caper films from the 80s. I got to be honest, the cover got me. Look at that. Anytime you got a dude with a machine gun, bucking that machine gun. I'm a simple man, like out of a train or something. I'm a simple man. That shit looks dope. This is actually from 1985. It's in French, so it's a French film. And I don't think I've seen any French action movies from the 80s. So let's give it a shot. We've got a good cast. Actually, I recognize some of the cast. Checky Cario and Sophie Marceau. Christian Jean, Francis Huster. I don't know. And it's directed by Andrzej Zulawski, who I definitely have some of his other films. But this is called L'Amour Braque. There you go. So, and I spent $13.98 of trade credit on it. So there you go. Happy to have that one and give this a shot. This looks like a super cool 80s movie of the likes I've never even heard of, like I said. So, next up we have Lady Terminator. Now, I was looking for my other copy. I thought I had a... Oh, you know what? I don't think I have this in horror? That can't be. Sorry, I'm looking at my shelf here, and I'm not seeing Lady Terminator, which is weird, because I thought I had 2 copies. Either way, I bought it because it was cheap and I could flip it. So I got this for like $5, and it's worth about at least 20. So I'll be able to get something for that. But honestly, if this is on Blu-ray now, I'm gonna sell this, sell my copy when and if I find it, and get the Blu-ray because I adore this film. I did a riff review for this. I'm pretty sure I did a riff review back in the day for Lady Terminator. Back when I used to script my videos and do like little jokes and stuff like that. But yeah, Lady Terminator, you can't go wrong with this movie. This is an insane Terminator ripoff. I want to say it's Indonesian. I'm pretty sure. God, that'd be awesome if this is on Blu-ray. Do you guys know if Lady Terminator's on Blu-ray? You know, the classic, Lady Terminator. Jaleel Jackson, English language. Yeah, all these guys have American names. Indonesian. Yes, it is an Indonesian film. So these guys are still making absolutely bananas, over-the-top, intensely chaotic and hectic films. This is one of them. It's fantastic B-movie schlock. It's one of my favorite B-movies of all time. All right, next up we got something pretty cool here. For all my Japanese horror fans out there, I'm a huge Japanese horror fan. I love all of Japanese horror. I've really only stuck to the 90s and the aughts. I haven't gone back to the 60s, 70s, 80s, and before, but I plan to. I'm just slow. I've seen most of the Japanese horror films from the 90s and 2000s, though. And here we have Kazuo Uematsu, his horror theater series, Horror Theater 3. So I think I have a couple of these already. Excuse me, one moment, guys. Actually, it's cool that I'm in my horror room here because I can actually just take the camera and you guys could look with me. Sorry, the room's a little bit of a mess here. Oh, man. Yeah, I can't. Oh, here we are. I can't get it out. I can't get it. I'm not even gonna bother. Alright. Well, I think I have at least one of these horror theater DVDs, So now I have two. Now I have the third one. Sorry, I'm just trying to get my shit figured out. Alright, so this one has The Present, which is directed by Yudai Yamaguchi, who is known for Battlefield Baseball. And then there's one called Deathmake by Taichi. It doesn't say he's done anything else. So these are essentially two 45-minute short Japanese horror films. And this came out... There's never a date when I need one. That's okay. We'll keep moving on. This is cool. So I went outside of the bookshop, and they had like a quarter area. Basically, things that people pass, or things that the bookstore passes on that the people don't want back, the seller doesn't want back, they put out on the shelves for a quarter. And this, I noticed, was out on the shelves. Yes, it's a PAL release, but this is an awesome looking first-person shooter here in the Warhammer universe. It's called Necromunda. Is this Warhammer? I don't even know. Yes, it is Warhammer. Necromunda Hired Gun. And it says a PS5 upgrade is available. Hopefully that is free, and I could try this on the PS5. I got this for... so... technically a dime. They said, hey, it'll be a quarter. I'm there a lot, so they were like, don't worry about it. If you don't have a quarter, just take it. And I had a dime, so I put a dime in their tip jar because that's all I had in cash. And I got this on PS4. I think that's fantastic. For a dime. Got this for 10 cents. I've been doing this such a long time. I still get a thrill out of finding things super cheap like that. All right, so... here we have a really cool one. This one's slightly cooler than the horror theater because of the directors involved here. But we have Tales of Terror from Tokyo and All Over Japan, Volume 1. This has a film by, let's see. All right, let's see. It has Kengo Nishioka and Spilt Water. Both of those are by Norio Tsuruta. Norio Tsuruta is known for a lot of these anthology films going back even to the 80s, I want to say. Late 80s, early 90s. And I believe Norio Tsuruta did Ringu Zero, which is the prequel to Ringu, the Ring series in Japan. So you have Ringu, or did he do... he may have done Ringu 2. I forget. Oh, no, it's right there. I'm a beast. Ringu Zero is Norio Tsuruta. And then we have Elevator, Enlightenment, and Waiting Time by Takashi Shimizu. Now, Takashi Shimizu, you guys would know from The Grudge. He directed pretty much all of the Grudge movies, almost every single one of them. Even the White Ghost, Black Ghost, he directed almost all the Grudge movies. That's sort of what he does. He does some horror films here and there, too. He even did the American The Grudge. I'm not sure about the third one. I think he did the second one. Anyway, I've lost track. I've seen most of the Grudge films. They kind of run together, if I'm being honest, and I'm not too crazy about any one Grudge film. I like the earlier ones the best because they have this very dry Japanese atmosphere, like straight-to-video Japanese atmosphere, which I really dig. But yeah, I'm trying to collect as many of these little Japanese anthology films from the 90s and 2000s as much as I can. So this is '04 this came out. Really pumped to have that. This was the Blu-ray I spent the most money on. Credit on. Didn't spend any money out of pocket. Like I said, I made about $75, and then I got some credit as well. And this was 20. So 1998 this came to. This is The Witch Who Came from the Sea. This is one of those 70s flicks with a long, poetic title that really paints a picture in your head. I have seen this movie. This is a movie, very 70s, very low budget, relies on the performances. This always reminded me of Let's Scare Jessica to Death because it follows a young woman who is having a mental breakdown as the movie goes on. And increasing mental breakdown. This is very similar. Deals with a woman, I want to say, she was depressed, experiences violent fantasies in which she ties muscular men up. Okay. Before bloodily dispatching them with a razor, but when a news report the shocking double murder of 2 football players, which strongly echoes one of Molly's most recent depraved flights of fancy, the fantasy starts to bleed into reality, literally. Sounds almost more like Martin, actually, than Let's Scare Jessica to Death. I remember this having something to do with depression, but maybe it's just insanity, madness. So, The Witch Who Came from the Sea, I love the title, I love the cover. I obviously don't remember too much from the movie, so I need to rectify that by rewatching it at some point. This one was cool to see, kind of hidden in a weird spot in the bookstore. What's up, Mr. Bob? How's it hanging? It's hanging. Still hanging. Hanging heavy, if you know what I mean. Are you going to continue the horror collection? I certainly am. I plan to do that tomorrow. Since I hadn't made a live stream, done a live stream this week, I wanted to do this quick one so I could, touch base with you guys, see how everybody's doing. And I will certainly continue the horror live stream tomorrow. And yes, I did shave, if anybody's wondering. Nobody asked. Just thought I'd let you know. Big Al, what's up, buddy? Thank you for tuning in. Good to see you. It's always good to see you. You've been watching my stuff for a very long time. I appreciate it, Al. Thank you very much. I don't like to sound schmaltzy, but I really do. I care about each and every one of you guys that actually takes the time to watch my stuff. So, thank you very much. Sorry, I'm getting the sticker off here. Okay, next up we have a really cool one. Charles Chaplin. Not Charlie. Charles Chaplin. This was when he was older and he didn't want to be known as Charlie, maybe. A King in New York. And A Woman of Paris. At first, I thought that was the same movie. I thought it was one title. It's not. It's 2 separate films. Both written and directed by Charles Chaplin. Charlie Chaplin doesn't sound right. Charlie Chaplin. We always call him Charlie Chaplin, right? Anyway, yes. So this is 2 Charlie Chaplin movies that I haven't seen. I haven't even heard of, frankly. One came out in 1923. I thought these were later. A Woman of Paris came out in 1923. Silent film, obviously, and A King in New York, 1957. So that is later stage Charlie Chaplin for sure. Making movies in the 50s. He was making movies a long time. 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s. So yeah, Charlie Chaplin, really excited to have this. Beautiful condition. That's the good thing about these bookstores. They take really nice shape, nice care of their stuff. Look at that. Pretty cool little snap case there, huh? Charlie Chaplin, very cool. I'm always happy to get some of his movies. You got us all through lockdown. We can't forget that. Hey. Wow, that means a lot. I never even really considered that, but that's awesome. Yeah, I tried to stay focused and took care of myself during COVID. I was exercising, I was running, I was staying creative, I was trying to stay healthy because it was a weird fucking time. And everybody was using excuses. Oh, it's COVID. I get, it's like, no, you got to stay diligent, especially during times like that, uncertain times like that. So I'm glad that my diligence actually brought something to you guys, to the world in a microcosm. Mr. Bob, looking great about the shaving. I love watching your live Blu-ray collection and the way you explain each film. Thank you, Mr. Bob. I appreciate that. It's one of my skills in life. What can I say? We'll get to it tomorrow. You have my word. So long as I'm off tomorrow. So unless I'm forgetting something, I'm pretty sure I have time. So this one I got for $2, and I would assume this is not the best version of this. I know Most Dangerous Game is on Blu-ray. I want to say it's on, I forget that label, Film Movement or one of those. Most Dangerous Game, Bird of Paradise. This is a double feature, so it has 2 different films. One directed by King Vidor and Ernest B. Schudsack. Schudsack worked on, didn't he work on King Kong? One of these came out in 42, one in 49. I gotta be honest, I don't really know much about these. Most Dangerous Game is the story, age-old story that's been remade 100 times, Hard Target. About a rich guy who has an island and he hunts humans. He has, like, rich people come to his island to hunt humans, and it's the ultimate thrill of the hunt, and etc., etc. This also has a classic cartoon, Betty Boop's Bamboo Isle. So there you go, from 1932. That's pretty cool. Let's see. Had to work through COVID lockdown in the UK while people were at home drinking. Yeah. I'm not going to get into that. I don't have many nice things to say about that period in the West or in the world, so I'm going to refrain, and I'll leave it up to your imagination how I feel about the whole thing. You can probably tell by my body language that I wasn't a huge fan of how it was handled. Anyway, I had to pick this up for $1 today. A brand new sealed copy. Tell me that, yes. Widescreen for $1. Look at that. Big Lots had it at $3. I bought it for $1 in trade credit. And that's about what this film is worth. Geely. I watched this with an ex-girlfriend a long, long time ago. And because everybody was saying it's one of the worst movies ever made, etc., etc. So I watched it. I gotta be honest, it definitely wasn't one of the worst movies ever made. I just thought it was a bad movie. A boring, bad movie that wasn't worth watching. I want to watch it again, though. I'll tell you why. Martin Brest directed one of my favorite films of all time. He also shares the name with something I enjoy very much. Brests. So Martin Brest directed Midnight Run with Robert De Niro, which is one of my favorite action crime comedies of all time. Robert De Niro and Charles Grodin. Kind of a buddy movie in a sense. Bounty hunter, an accountant gets way in over his head. The bounty hunter has to protect him to get his money, etc. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. Martin Brest wrote and directed this as well. So I have to give this another shot, to be honest. I'm a glutton for punishment. Won't you be my neighbor? Friends and Feelings, helping children with autism and social and emotional learning. I got this for $1. I could sell it 10 or 12. I figured that's a good cause, so I'll take the short profit margin there. Yeah, Jersey Girl they were good in. I agree. This was at the height of sort of their relationship. That's right. Yeah, and whatever. We'll give it another shot. I remember not being moved by it. I remember being very bored. What is a quarter? What do you mean, Mr. Bob? Like, what is a quarter? Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, because you guys have pence in the UK, or am I right about that? Change? A quarter is like a 25 piece, like a 25 cent, a quarter of a dollar. If I had one, I'd show you. But yeah, I'm blanking on what you guys call them in the UK. Remind me, though. What do you call your quarter of a dollar coin? Here we have Marfa Girl. Weird fucking name, but I saw Larry Clark directed this, and it was only $1 on Blu-ray. And I don't even have to look this up to know I can get more than $1 for it. I would wager this is worth like 15 or 20. And to be honest with you, Larry Clark is not a filmmaker I don't really enjoy watching his films. This is definitely like an on-demand kind of film because he's very controversial, so many studios don't want to work with him. Marfa Girl, to sell, for sure. Pounds and pence. All right, so I wasn't too far off. Pence. So 25 pence, a quarter of a dollar, whatever. If you have £1 in over there, it'd be a quarter of that. So I spent a quarter on a lot of these movies. Here's one I picked up thinking I may have. All right, it's not in the horror. This one, I'm not sure where it goes. I haven't seen it. On Letterboxd, it pretty much checks all the boxes in terms of genres. It's got action, sci-fi, horror, crime, comedy, all of them. And so I don't know much about this, but I hear it's really weird, really strange, good script. Directed by Jennifer Lynch. Yeah, I don't know much about this one, but I want to give it a shot. So I picked it up for $1 or whatever it was. We don't have one. We have a 20 pence, which is closest to a quarter. There you go. So that's a fifth of a dollar. When it comes to Larry Clark, I don't blame you. Yeah, it's transgressive cinema, but come on, man. I don't know. I'm a pretty liberal and open person when it comes to movies, but I don't know. Getting kids to have sex on screen for your movie when you're an adult, and I know Harmony Korine was a kid and he wrote, it's all a little fucking weird to me. I gotta be honest with you. And I don't think Kids was a great movie. Was it organic, realistic, natural? Yeah, I give it a 3 out of 5. I don't think Kids was great. Did it disturb me at certain points? Yes, because I was literally watching kids have sex for a movie or mess around for a movie. And to me, that crosses the line. It's like killing a turtle for Cannibal Holocaust. Nah. Real child exploitation, real animal exploitation, hell, real human exploitation. I mean, to a certain extent, right? I have a limit for this stuff. At the end of the day, it's just a movie. It's like Shelley Duvall in Kubrick's The Shining, right? But there was a real a mental toll that took place on Shelley Duvall. The finished product is what it is. I will judge it separately. I'm not going to say the film is not as good because Shelley Duvall suffered during the film. No, I'm not going to say that. Her suffering obviously produced a better movie. There's no question about that. Her adversity, her suffering. But I can talk about what happened on the set, behind the scenes, as a separate thing, aside from the movie. I separate the art from the artist. I think it's important. Here we have another one that I picked up for $2.98. Oh, sorry, getting the old sticker off there. All right. This one I had to pick up because it just looks like Mike. At first, I thought it was Jeff Speakman, but that's Perfect Weapon. This is Expert Weapon. No matter how popular it is, I would not add Kids in my collection. You know, I think I do have it in my collection. It's on a double feature with Rules of Attraction, which I like a lot. So, yeah, it's in the collection. It's a historic film. It's, you know, people talk about it for a reason. It's just, I think people are missing the forest for the trees on that one. I think there's a limit to this stuff. You know, I don't want, like, Caligula from the Roman Empire directing movies. You know what I mean? More so Tiberius, his father. They were both creeps. And they have modern day allusions, of course. But Expert Weapon, this is Adam Collins. You guys know that one? Or I'm sorry, Ian Jacklin from American Street Fighter, the classic American action film. I mean, I've seen a lot of action films with Street Fighter and American in the title, and American Street Fighter is not one of them. And I've never heard of Ian Jacklin. Jacklin Hyde. Adam Collins made the biggest mistake a criminal could make, murdering a police officer. Awaiting execution, Adam is recruited by a secret government organization under the watchful eye of Jansen, the organization's ruthless leader, and the training of martial arts expert Miller, the beautiful and seductive and a psychotic weapons master Magnet. Adam is transformed into the Expert Weapon. When Adam decides he can kill no more, he falls for the blind wife of the man he murdered, but there's no leaving the organization, and the Expert Weapon must kill again. Kind of sounds like Terminator without science fiction elements. It's almost like they're teetering on the sci-fi stuff. This looks like it came out in 2003, according to the box. I find that hard to believe. I'm guessing early 90s for Expert Weapon. Talk about obscure movies, am I right? There's some obscure shit right here. What's so bad about that kids film? Well, I think I just described what I find bad about it. The director, who was an adult at the time, worked with a writer who was not of age at the time to shoot kids having sex, messing around, like real kids, like kids. I think Rosario Dawson was of age. If I'm getting any of my details wrong, forgive me, but the whole film just kind of leaves a bad taste in your mouth. There's a good movie there. I just wish it was a little less exploitative, and I don't usually say those kinds of things. But when it comes to children, for real children, being exploited for a movie and art, I don't know. Same thing with money, obviously. Mr. Bob. So yeah, look it up on your own, Mr. Bob. You know, kids, I'm sure there's tons of discussions and Reddit discussions and whatnot. Here we have, I think I have both of these films in a collection. I will double check that. I will verify that. But I thought this was great for $2. Archive collection of Tarzan the Ape Man and Tarzan Escapes. So these are two early Johnny Weissmuller Tarzan films. Again, I think I have these in the Warner collections that I have. I'll have to double check. So that's to sell. Here we have, this one definitely caught my eye. And for $2, can't go wrong, man. I love places that pay like 50 cents for movies and then charge $2 or $3 for them, because this is fantastic. This is a Danish film. Yes. A Danish film called Enforcement. It looks like a pretty kinetic action film here from 2020. I don't know much about it. I just think it looks cool. And it's an action film from Denmark, right? Danish, Denmark. Yeah, it doesn't say on the back, but I think that's Denmark. Anyway, pretty cool. I don't get Norwegian action films too often. I don't find those too often. This one, I haven't looked up yet. Sometimes, to add to a bit of the fun for me, I see a movie for $1. I don't know anything about it. I pick it up because I think I'm going to enjoy it. So this says a shining triumph of a movie. Shakey's Hill. It's got a bunch of film festival awards there and a gun, an assault rifle, leaning up against a giant tree. So it says, in 1971, cameraman followed a battalion of American soldiers into the jungles of Cambodia. The mission was to seek out substantial weapons caches being used by the North Vietnamese Army during the Vietnam War. As the battalion closed in on one of the locations of the caches, they encountered a growing resistance from North Vietnamese. Surreal footage and intimate interviews takes audiences through each firefight leading up to the operation's climax, which became infamously known as the taking of Shakey's Hill. The hill was named after the battalion's youngest soldier, who lost his life discovering the first cache. The discovery of the massive caches is considered one of the most successful operations of the American forces during the war. So this is a documentary of Vietnam, but one that was shot on the ground in Vietnam in 1970, during this battle. As far as I understand it, that sounds crazy, so I have to give that a shot. This one I spent a little bit more than I usually like to at bookshops, but I think, I don't know. I'm not sure if I made a mistake or not. But hey, I had some credit, and you guys tell me. Do I have anybody from Australia in the chat right now? I forget. Is Mr. Bob? No, you're from the UK, right? Or are you from Australia? Savage Cinema. From Down Under, Subversive Cinema presents a collection of the most savagely erotic, controversial, and violent films ever made. This is Ozploitation, a little box set here. These all look like they're from the late 90s, early 2000s, so early aughts. Defenseless, Marauders, Sensitive New Age Killer. Those are the three films. Marauders apparently was bootlegged for more than 20 years. This legendary violent underground cult classic finally makes its home debut. That's actually good news, because I thought these were all from the 90s. So Marauders is from the 80s, 87. That's fantastic. Defenseless is from, it looks like 99. Okay, all I know is Marauders is from 87. So I'm glad I picked this up just for that one alone. I feel like I have seen this one around before. Sensitive New Age Killer. What a title. These are so cool. I'm so glad I picked these up. And Marauders. This one's a little hefty. Oh, it's 2 discs. Look at that. Oh, what the fuck is this? Limited edition box set will include Mark Savage's controversial cable TV feature, Stained. God damn it. So this was... The limited edition box set was supposed to come with a movie called Stained. Is this not the limited edition box set? Damn. Well, that would have been cool. Look at this. It's literally a piece of paper. What the fuck is that? But that's okay. I got the film Marauders here, so that's all that really matters. And like I said, this is from the 80s, so this is like really low budget shot on video stuff from the 80s. This is awesome. Yeah. This is why we do this, folks. You know I find the weird stuff. The weird stuff. All right. Next up, we got one more stack, folks. Next up, we have a movie that, honestly, I didn't even look up to see if it was worth selling. Because you don't see this one very often, and I think it's a pretty cool one, by Gabe Bartalos, who is an effects guy. He did effects for a lot of different movies from the 90s. I would say he's one of the premier effects guys of the 90s. He did really good work. Of course, it doesn't say anything that he did on the back, but he wrote, directed, and produced this little film with Warwick Davis in a bit role. Very gory, goopy, bloody, gross, nasty, crunchy violence or gore. Very much in the tradition of the Italian splatter flicks. But this is a good one. Check this one out. If it's not worth selling, I might do a giveaway at some point. I've been planning on doing a live stream giveaway for some movies. So we'll see. We'll see. There's Mr. Selfridge. So I have 1 through 3. Like I said, I can get about 20 bucks for these. Next up, we have Bloodline. I'm a sucker for hood dramas and hood action crime films. Urban dramas, urban crime, whatever you want to call them. This one's called Bloodline. It has Southern Boy, Money Mark, and Ray Benzino. I think Ray Benzino is like the rapper Benzino. I don't know. I'm not expecting much from this. It's from 2005, so when I was in high school, when I started watching some of these types of films. This film, oddly, has a very good Letterboxd rating. I'm not sure why. Sometimes Letterboxd is a little trolly. I should have looked at IMDb for a more accurate, rating. But Bloodline, I think it's known as something else. Anyway. This one I picked up since I've been on a bit of a late 90s, early 2000s comedy kick lately. I picked this one up, one that I've definitely passed on throughout the years. But I figured Price is Right. $1. And that is The Extreme Adventures of Super Dave. Have you guys seen this one? Super Dave. 2 broken thumbs way up. Looks almost like an Evel Knievel kind of parody film, if I'm not mistaken. And it's rated PG. You know, I'm expecting it to be a little edgy for PG for the time. I don't think I know much of the cast. Let me see if there's any names I know. Peter McDonald directs this one. I recognize that name. Dan Hedaya, I definitely know that name. Super Dave Osborne, apparently. Okay, so that's like a real... I don't know what the hell this is, guys. The world's most painfully hilarious stuntman is back with a powder keg of laughs. Super Dave Osborne, played by Bob Einstein, it gives a crash course in comedy in this wacky adventure of daredevil antics, whiplash humor, and crash test love that will break every bone in your body. So, this is like a slapstick comedy from 98. Other than that, I don't know much about it. Gotta be honest. So, apparently this was a real guy, and he's playing himself in a movie. So, have you guys seen Super Dave? Some weird-ass films. Alright. Here we have a film that caught my eye. Frankly, because of the cast. I like the cast. Joe Mantegna. We have Kevin Pollak, sort of 90s mainstays. Joe Pantoliano, another 90s mainstay. And Jennifer Tilly, another 90s mainstay. This one's called Hoods. Don't know much about this, but I got to be honest. The shots on the back I thought were a bit moody and well lit. And it looks like a little crime film, gangster film. Mark Malone directs this one. Mantegna produces. After the firebombing of his warehouse, mob chieftain Louis Morelli played by Seymour Cassell, orders his son Angelo, Joe Mantegna, to kill rival family member Carmine de la Rosa. So yeah, it's a straight up mob movie called Hoods. I mean, I've never even heard of this. And it was $1. This one I bought to sell. A lot of these have like this weird extra plastic on the side. I don't exactly know why. Yeah, look at all this. There's like all this. It's like somebody tried to protect it or reseal it. All I know is it's going to be a pain in the ass getting all this shit off. Who would do this? Doesn't even make any sense. Sorry, guys. If you can see, there's like... Look at that. Okay, I bought this one to sell. So I think it was fetching a little bit. This one's called High Sierra Search and Rescue, the series. I have a feeling I am mistaken. I have a feeling I looked at something incorrectly because this doesn't look like anything that... I don't know. I don't know. Next up, we have Jackhammer Massacre. It has all this plastic on the side again. But that's okay. I can always... Hey, it was $1. What do I expect? Oh, there you go. That came pretty clean. It's almost like somebody tried to reseal it. Yeah. Sorry, guys. All right. Okay, I'm going to worry about that later. Jackhammer Massacre. Do I have this one? No. Good. I'm losing track. I'm still able to do pretty well without having to look anything up. But, yeah, I don't know much about this one, guys. Move over, Leatherfaced. Here comes the Jackhammer Massacre. Here, I got this for $0.25, and this fetches... Last time I checked, it fetched a little bit, so... The Big Blue. This is Luc Besson doing a non-genre film. This is a straight drama about the water. Jean Reno, about deep-sea diving. I don't know much about this. I hear it's a beautiful film. But I have it already, so this is to sell. Hopefully it's worth selling. Here we have Savage County. I got this for $0.25. And a horror movie from the aughts for $0.25. Or actually, this one's from 2011. Sure. Give it a shot. These all seem to have come from the same household because they all have this stupid plastic on it. Next up, we have Derailed, and I'm pretty sure I don't own this one. This is Van Damme. It's one of the only Van Damme ones I didn't own. What's up, Lucy? No problem, no problem. It's going to be a little bit shorter of a live stream today. We're just doing a little pickup video. I've got a few more films to talk about. And then tomorrow, we're going to continue the horror live stream. So stay tuned for that. But thank you for tuning in. You know I appreciate it. So here we have Derailed, Van Damme, from 2002. I hear decent things about this. Hopefully I don't already have it. Next up, we have a film here called Vincere. Why did I buy this? Well, this is about Mussolini's mistress. And it also has Mussolini in it. Actually, the guy who plays Mussolini, Filippo Tini, plays Mussolini and Mussolini's son. And so I know a little bit about the history between those two there. I know a little bit about the history of fascist Italy and Mussolini in general. I love watching movies to sort of supplement my my understanding of a historical event. I understand that movies take liberties, but it's a good augment. It helps augment the experience. When I learn something, I like to watch documentaries, listen to podcasts, read books, watch films that are supposed to take place during the time of the historical event. And so I kind of approach it from all angles. So next time I get into Mussolini, I've got a Mussolini movie now. I forgot who was starring in that. Steiger or something like that. And then this one, which is about more so about his mistress, but as you can see on the back, he plays a pretty major role. So, Vincere. I'm not sure what Vincere means in Italiano. Here we have an Abel Ferrara film from the director of Bad Lieutenant, Menace. God, this dude has made so many films, so many low-budget New York films. He stayed true to sort of his low-budget New York style for so long. I would imagine this movie didn't cost much to make. It came out in 2003. Oh, wait. Oh, Abel Ferrara Presents. I got duped. Damn it. It's actually directed by John Marino. So I'm going to cross my fingers and hope that this movie's supposed to be somewhat decent, because I thought it was an Abel Ferrara film. What are you going to do? All right, next up we have... I actually picked this one just up on a whim. This one's got a couple 80s comedies, it looks like. One with Judge Reinhold and Elizabeth Perkins called Over Her Dead Body. And another one with Terry Jones from Monty Python. He also directs this film, called Personal Services, which looks rather naughty, if I do say so myself. So we've got Over a Dead Body is actually 1990, and then Personal Services 1987. Hilarious comedy in the vein of Weekend at Bernie's. That's good news for this one, because I love that one. Terminally unlucky couple who, after being caught in the act by his wife, who also happens to be her sister, wind up with a stone-cold corpse and nowhere to hide it. So there you go. So that sounds pretty fun. 1990. Right up my alley. Next up, we have a film that I am basically upgrading. My DVD, I noticed, my snap case, only has the standard version of this film. Actually, I'm hoping that this is the widescreen version of this movie, because if it's not, then I blew $8. But it's a Warner Archive, so I'm assuming they put it in widescreen. The DVD that I have is back from when most TVs were still full frame. My Blue Heaven. Steve Martin plays a ridiculous, over-the-top gangster, Italian gangster, Rick Moranis. My father used to love this movie. He used to always talk about this movie, and it was one of his favorites, so I have to have it in the collection, a good copy of it in the collection, to pay homage to mi papa. And we've got Titanic. I didn't know this existed. I have a couple films called Titanic. I have the James Cameron one, the one that the Nazis made, actually, in the 40s, like 43, 44. It's literally a film I have on Blu-ray called Titanic, which was Nazi propaganda. And, but this, however, is not Nazi propaganda. This looks to be an American film. I don't know much about it. It's obviously about the Titanic. There's not much to say. You guys know how that one ends. And here, last but not least, we have a film called Lockdown, which is supposed to be really good, according to Letterboxd reviews. And this one stars Richard T. Jones and Master P. And it's directed by John Lucenhope. And who else is in this? Let's see. Clifton Powell. He's always fantastic. Bill Nunn. Master P. Great actor of our time, Master P. This is a prison movie, guys. I don't know much about this, but I saw that it had good reviews. It was $1, so I picked it up. So, Lockdown. All right, just to go over them one last time, guys, I'm going to show you everything that I'm keeping and then everything that I'm selling. Is it from the 20s? 1953. This one's from 53. It's got Clifton Webb, Barbara Stanwyck, Audrey Dalton. Looks like it has some impressive special effects there. Look at that. Pretty cool. So we have Titanic, Lockdown, My Blue Heaven, Over Her Dead Body, and Personal Services. Menace, Vincere, Derailed, Savage County, The Jackhammer Massacre, Hoods, Lockdown. I have it on DVD. Classic. Oh, word? Jimmy, this one's supposed to be good? Good to hear. Super Dave. When was Lockdown even made? 2002. Okay, I somehow missed that when I was in high school. Super Dave. Bloodline. Here we have Savage Cinema from Down Under, the triple pack with Defenseless, Marauders, and Sensitive New Age Killer. Shakey's Hill. Enforcement. We got films all over the map today. This is how I love to do it. Expert Weapon. This one I do need to swap out the case. Surveillance. Greatest film of all time. Geely. Most Dangerous Game and Birds of Paradise. A King in New York and A Woman of Paris. Charlie Chaplin double feature. The Witch Who Came from the Sea. 70s horror there. Tales of Terror from Tokyo and All Over Japan. Volume 1. Necromunda Hired Gun. Got that for a dime. A dime. That's 10 cents. 10 pence. Horror Theater Volume 3 by Kazuo Uematsu. Andrzej Zulawski's L'amour braque. The Tenant on Blu-ray by Scream Factory. Sorcerer on Blu. And finally, Natasha Kinski in Quarantine. Woo! Okay, so that's going to do it, guys. Oh, man. I'm not selling as much as I thought I was, but that's okay. I made some cash doing it anyway. All right, let's check in. Do you own the out-of-print Dead Alive on Blu-ray? No, I do not own Dead Alive on Blu-ray. I have it on DVD. I need to try to sell that at some point and get some sort of Blu-ray for that film because it's ridiculous that it hasn't been re-released. I mean, that is one of the most popular gore horror films, cultish gore horror films of all time by one of the biggest directors of all time. So how we have not got a legit nice Blu-ray release is beyond me. Maybe there has been one. I've been out of the loop for a while. Anyway, guys, that's going to do it for this live stream. Thank you all so much for checking in. Western Ram says, I still have a sealed copy of the Blu-ray. I never opened it. Wow. But I agree, we need another release. That's crazy. Yeah, hold on to that if you could. Sell it off when the other one gets announced. Jimmy says, it's always a pleasure, Mike. Look forward to your next live stream. Sounds good. For sure. Thank you, Jimmy, for checking in. Thank you for letting me know Lockdown was a good one. Lucy, you have found some cool stuff. If you haven't watched The Tenant, I would really recommend it. Sounds good. Sounds good. Thanks, Western. I appreciate the sub. Thank you all so much. Anybody who's in the live stream right now, if you enjoyed the live stream, feel free to hit that thumbs up button, guys. That really helps me with exposure and getting new people into the live streams, which has been happening over the last couple months while I've been doing these live streams. So if you can get that thumbs up, hit that button, and get that number up a little bit if you could for me, I would greatly appreciate it. I also have a patreon.com/theboardcyborg. I have super chats on, so you guys could donate to the channel. Anything that's donated goes right back into the channel. I'm trying to carve this more into my life now. I want to continue doing the live streams because I really enjoy it, and hopefully some videos at some points as well. If you're new to the channel and want to see more live streams like this, feel free to hit that subscribe button and the little bell for notifications. I appreciate each and every one of you, so thank you all so much. I'm going to enjoy my day off now and chill out for a little while. Thank you, guys. I will see you tomorrow for part, 4 of my horror Blu-ray collection, where I do an overview talking about each and every film in my collection. So until next time, thank you guys. Peace out. Bored Cyborg is out. Bye, Lucy.